Hi, my name's Thomas. I'm going to be cutting a special client here today. His name's Steve. He's actually my brother, and he's going to take us through the way he built his physique in a very short time. So I'm going to ask him some questions, and he's going to take us through how he did it, what he did, what he ate, how long it took him. Steve, introduce yourself.
So my name is Steve, actually Thomas's younger brother. I'm 20 years old. I'm from a small country called Malta, but right now we're in Bali on a small work holiday. Been here for the past 3 months, coming up to our 4th month now. Yeah.
How long have you been in the gym?
Well, this August I just turned up to 4 years around now. Yeah, around 4 years.
4 years? And what weight were you on when you started?
I was approximately around 49 to 50 kilos, around that range. I remember that was 50 kilos exactly. It was during COVID time, so I think it was in 2021. COVID was about to finish, and basically I had seen my brother when he was 16 going to the gym, and he had grown quite a decent amount of muscle mass, so that kind of inspired me a lot back in the day. But the gyms were only like 16 plus at that time, so I was never able to go at a young age, around 14 years old. But it was always something I wanted to do, you know? I used to see videos like Conor Murphy.
If I can impress you in just 1 second, then I get your guys' numbers. Does that sound good? Is that fair? All right, so timer starts now. You guys like
And these people, they used to inspire me. You know, I'm like, one day I want to have like nice physique. Something that always inspired me. It always was at the back of my mind to have something.
So you've told us you've been about 4 years going to the gym. So if I had to ask you, if somebody had to do the same journey as you and the same amount of time you wanted to build that much of muscle, do you think that is possible?
Anything's possible. If you put in the mind, the work in, the effort, anything's possible.
Okay. Do genetics play a massive part in this role?
Genetics are the biggest part of the role, I'd say.
And how do you wish to take this journey further on bodybuilding?
At the moment I'm quite happy with my current physique, but obviously I want to see my weight obviously get higher, but I'm mostly now more into strength. With physique wise I'm quite happy. There's always something you could grow bigger, but I don't want to grow too big, because then it'll be a bit too much. I'm weighing around 75 kg on the dot now, going up 76, 74, you know, always moving, since I'm an ectomorph, so it's never always the same.
So when we say genetics play a role, in your time frame that you build muscle, do you think it's possible for every individual to build it, or does he have to have a certain way of building muscle, or do you think it's just hard work?
Well, I think everyone's unique. Everyone has a new body. Everyone has a different body. So genetics do play a part. I mean, some people are born tall, some people are born short, some people are born bigger than they should. But I think if you're looking to get an aesthetic physique, you're looking to, you know, eat a lot and whatever, you know.
I'm going to post some photos here. I'm going to show you guys his transformation, and I'll tag his Instagram in the bio. But this guy has done a physique transformation which is absolutely incredible, something you've never seen like. In my opinion, genetics play a big role. I'm not telling you that, oh, you shouldn't go gym because you have the right physique, right genetics. Guys, still go to the gym, still do it, still try, and at the end of the day, something positive is going to come out, okay? Every time you put in some work, something positive will always come out, always come out. You just need to start and put in some effort, okay? Keep consistent, and some good results will always come out. Okay? Steve, how was your upbringing? So explain to you guys how active your lifestyle was, how you started, how the gym inspired you, how you continued, why you stayed consistent, what goal you had.
So, as I said, when I started was on the verge where COVID was finishing. So everyone was inside, you know, I used to just play video games at home, doing nothing all day, very inactive lifestyle. I was always skinny, you know, never was proud of my physique, but I was so genetic, you know, I always had a nice genetic build. I can't, you know, deny that fact, where you can see your shape, and if you have to put on muscle, you know, you're gonna look way better. So once I turned 16, I told Thomas, you know, once the gym's open, let's go hit the gym, you know. So I was quite free in my time, super free, you know. school finished, schools weren't open that time, no work, I was still 16, so yeah, I had Thomas, luckily enough, so he already had experience in the gym, he knew how to train, the form, the routine, what to eat more or less, you know. But yeah, so in the beginning it was very easy, because I had a lot of time on my hands, but through the years obviously time gets hard, work, school and whatever, you know, yeah.
So yeah, I was going to mention that. So when we say hard work, 'cause a lot of people say, oh, you need to put in the effort, the hard work, blah, blah, blah. How does one individual try get so consistent and stay so consistent to focus on what they want? When we say hard work, a lot of people say hard work, but what is hard work? What effort do we need to put in? Be a bit more specific.
In my eyes, it wasn't too much hard work. It was more of a go-to routine, you know? You just do it. For some people, it might be considered as hard work. Or for some people, it's like, okay, let's just go, you know? Let's just do it.
Just
do it.
do it!
And it just becomes a routine, you know? Where you have that 2-3 hours during the day where you can just fill it up with something useful instead of something absolutely useless. Yeah, that's what I would say is hard work. I mean, it's a lot of effort where it comes to the food because the gym is completely easy.
So yeah, I was gonna get into that question. Okay, consistency keeps you there, but how do you stay consistent? What gives you that energy to go there every day and focus on the result you want to produce? What makes you go there? Because some people start, they have those New Year's resolutions, but they don't actually continue going to the gym. Why is that?
That's more of a mindset shift, let's say. The mindset shift of wanting to be better than everyone, you know, wanting to be better than the average human being. You know, for example, I remember just hitting at the beach where I'm from. The obesity is pretty high. I'm not gonna lie. Not to have an ego, but the rate of obesity is so high. So when you hit a beach with a physique like mine, you're gonna be absolutely stunning. You know, standing out, ripped. You know, abs, just better than everyone. You know, that feeling, it's unbeatable. You know.
And would you recommend somebody starting to go with a personal trainer first, or shall he just get somebody he knows, or somebody who's already has experience, or shall he just go alone? What would you recommend? Watching some videos, maybe? Give us some ideas.
That's a very hard question, I would say, because in the world we have a lot of free information, right? You can get information that you don't even need school at these days, you know. You just have the internet. To get better education, you always need to pay for something, I would say. So you can get there way faster and way easier. I mean, I've seen personal trainers where I probably know much more than them on how to build muscle. Where also there are personal trainers where you also see them and they're not even stunningly attractive to build up muscle. I mean, you see some skinny guy or some real fat guy.
I agree. Personal trainers, I think the main problem they have is they learn, but they're not doing. Therefore, they're not going to sell themselves. I think somebody with an attractive physique is obviously going to sell himself much more than somebody who doesn't have an attractive physique. So, therefore, I would always recommend somebody as a personal trainer, first, yes, get that education, yes, learn, yes, gain all that knowledge, but you need to put yourself into practice. Otherwise, nobody is going to believe you. I think that's the same with business studies. I think a lot of people go into business studies and think that something's going to come out just because they have the knowledge. No. A lot of people just do. It's all the mentality. The mentality keep on going. I think Steve can tell us from experience about the gym, how he built his physique with such little knowledge. He did not go to school. Okay, he did his research, he did his own practice, but he put himself in all that work. He got that work ethic. Am I right, Steve?
Exactly. I mean, one point I'd want to say is, as I said, we have the internet nowadays where you can research anything you want. So all research is free, you just need to go out and get it. So you don't need to go to school these days, certain things. The school is free these days, you know, you just go up on the online, what is this? What is 5 plus 5? You're gonna get your answer, you know? So what I also found, I mean, you also have YouTube. You have people that are way more experienced than myself, which I looked up to, you know? How to do this, how can I grow more, what foods to eat. You can research anything, you know? Where these days you don't need to pay like 5,000 a year for a personal trainer, minimum.
Exactly. I think even AI plays a massive part nowadays in personal training. But knowledge is a very small part of the gym. I think it's more about doing, and it's all about a mentality, a very tough mentality. I think also guys born guys are born with testosterone, okay? And testosterone plays a big role. Why? Because the higher you boost your testosterone, the more muscle you're gonna build, okay? So yes, eat, yes, mentality, yes, but it's all about the testosterone. And that's why a lot of people boost themselves with testosterone. They take extra testosterone. We call them PEDs, performance enhancing drugs. Because the more testosterone you have, the more possibility you're gonna build more muscle, become stronger and more powerful. Am I right, Steve?
That's right. Definitely right. I mean, it's also down to how bad do you want it. Do you really want the physique or do you just want it, you know? How bad do you want it?
And somebody starting, Steve, mention a few reasons why they should start and why they should continue going to the gym.
Reasons why they should start is definitely improving their physique, their attractiveness, the way they look, you know, their mentality, their discipline. So many things go up all in the gym, you know. It teaches you something more like just like a business, you know. You got discipline, you got work, you got things to follow like a routine. There's so many things that the gym helps you for, real life things. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, so what you're basically saying is that it builds a mentality. It builds a mentality not just for your physique, but in everything else you do. In everything else. Everything you want to do, you go to the gym and you say, okay, I want to be the best version of myself. Am I right, Steve?
That's definitely right. I mean, if someone's gonna put me to a challenge, I'm up to do it, you know. Yo, go do 30 push-ups, you know. You're just gonna do it. Why? Because you know you can do it, you know?
Yeah, I 100% agree. Now, Steve, so the way we share our knowledge is the way people learn, okay? Now, if I had to ask you a question of when you started, what things would you have changed? How, from your experience now, would you have done something different? Were there failures you met throughout the years? Give us a bit of an insight of what happened to you.
Well, as I would say, to be honest, I wouldn't change anything. Why? Because those failures, those problems that I've had got me in the place that I am right now at this moment. So when you go to a failure, what do? You learn. There's a saying where it goes, you know, I never lose. I either learn or I win. So once you fail, you're gonna learn from that failure, and you're gonna continuously overly progress.
So Steve's talking to us about failures. I mean, failures do come in, but the most important thing, as he said, is the learning curve. We always need to learn. We need to improve ourselves, and that comes with everything we do. Okay. So with the gym, the question I asked him was, when you started at the gym and the difference you do now and the workout you do now, what would you have done different? And he said, you know, I've learned from my failures, and that's why I would have done nothing different, because I think everyone should go through some failures in order to get to where they want to, okay? And Steve's talking into a physique point of view. A lot of people will speak to you about the business point of view. So, Steve, with the meals, what exactly do you need to eat? Is it high protein, high carbs, high calories, high fats? How much do you need to eat? What weight? The amount of food? How many times a week? Should you change? Give us a bit of an insight. Give us a bit of your idea, your knowledge.
So I always struggled putting on calories, so the amount of food I eat, not what I eat, just the amount, how much I could eat. So it was never about the protein, about the fats, you know, what ingredients. I always looked at the numbers, you know, the calories, you know, it could be anything. So I never looked at if it's meat or if it's pizza or if it's donuts, you know, whatever. It was always the number of calories. It's the calorie intake that always I saw a significant amount of difference, because once you eat a amount of calories, you're more or less going to get protein with it and fats and whatever, you know. So I mean, for me it wasn't much of a protein goal ever.
Okay, so Steve's telling us that he focuses a lot on calories. Okay, now into perspective, Steve, how much calories do you need to eat, and how much calories do you eat every day, and are you consistent? And what do you weigh? What do you weigh in order to eat that amount of calories?
So as I said, I'm weighing around 75 kilos. Now what I eat, it could be very different always, you know. It could be pizzas, cereal. As I said, you know, it comes up to calories. But also I eat a lot of clean food where it comes to meats, with butter, chicken, you know, rice. Then I eat some pasta, obviously, some good carbohydrates. So I mean, for me, a carnivore diet wouldn't be too ideal because I see carbohydrates as a big plus for a calorie goal. With meat, you know, it's just so hard to put in that amount of calories that I eat, which is around 3,000 to 4,000, depending how much I could eat in that day and how much time I have to eat.
Okay, so somebody starting from the same starting point as you, an ectomorph. And guys, an ectomorph is somebody skinny. So I have an ectomorph, a mesomorph, and an endomorph. But an ectomorph is somebody who's a hard gainer. Whatever he eats, he just stays skinny. So Steve, tell us, in your point of view as an ectomorph, how the struggle was and what you need to eat in order to grow to that point.
I mean, as I said, you know, it was down to everything, you know, just food. I used to eat a lot of pasta. I used to eat a lot of meat, chicken, and mostly shakes. I'd say natural shakes though, without any powder. You know, I'd make around banana, peanut butter, oats, and ice cream.
Okay, so Steve's telling us liquid meals. Liquid meals are very optimal. Am I right, Steve?
Very optimal for a person who struggles eating food. Because food's always going to fill you up because you're munching all the time. Munching is going to trick your brain into feeling full. As you always experience it, I mean, it's a mind thing. As when you're eating chewing gum, you use it to suppress your appetite. So when you're eating food and you're munching and munching, most of the time you're going to end up feeling fuller way quicker. Whereas a liquid is going to just go down. And it's just as good as eating a meal, I'd say.
I would say I agree. I think us hard gainers, our appetite is extremely small, am I right, Steve?
Super
so
small.
In order for us to really gain weight, you need to force those calories down your fucking throat. Just drink that and put it down your throat. Close your nose. As long as it goes down your throat, you should be fine. Currently trying to down this 1,200 calorie shake. Currently at about 1,800 calories, so after this I'll be at about 3,000 calories. Bruv, life's hard because I'm about to throw up in it, and the time here is about 10 p.m. so bruv, we hit them calorie gains, bruv. But then eventually I think that's why the hard work comes in. That's where really the failure comes in, because yes, you're forcing it down your throat. Yes, you might almost throw up. Yes, you're gonna feel sick sometimes, but at the end of the day you're going to get those results you want. Am I right, Steve?
Definitely.
I think that's exactly what we need to focus on. Not the taste, not the sickness, not anything. The result. The purpose of going to the gym. Steve, in terms of protein, in terms of the times you eat and how you manage your time, how do you do that? With job? Do you do a job?
So back before, at the moment obviously I'm on vacation, so I got time on my hands and I'm working just on my computer, so it's quite easy to put in the food. But when it comes to work, I used to work around 8 to 12 hour shift, where I used to work in a casino. I used to be a casino online dealer, so you have often breaks, but I used to never meal prep, you know, but at the same time they used to give us food, so every break, you know, I'm there like on my own with eggs that I used to just get, hard-boiled eggs, and just munching on my own. Every break, around 2-3 eggs. I used to put in protein, but also you're not gonna eat pasta every day or rice every day, you know. You always gotta change it around consistently.
So yeah, I would say the same. I'll tell you a bit of an insight though. Our father is our backbone to the gym. So without him, nothing is possible for us. So when I say backbone, he's the most important part. And why is that? Because of the food. And food is the most important part of the gym. You don't eat, you don't grow. My father will cook us meals 6 times a day, I would say. He would start by cooking in the morning before he goes to work, and in the evening before he sleeps. And he always cooks for about 5 times a day, okay? Because he knows we need to consume that amount of food, that amount of protein. So we can both vouch for him, because without him we would not be where we are. Steve, if somebody has a job and he says, oh, I have no time for it, oh, it's too hard to go to the gym, oh, it's too far, what advice would you give someone like that?
Well, suffering is what gives it value. I mean, pain, struggle, hard work is what's going to give it more value. As I said before, I had time on my hands, and sometimes I didn't have time on my hands. I used to work 12-hour shifts night shifts. I used to work from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. After 7 a.m. you'd be so tired. You take pre-workout and you're at the gym. Finish. Once you're at the gym, you go home, eat a meal and sleep. Is that easy? No. But can you do it? Yes. So when people come telling me it's not easy, it's not easy, but it's possible. It's just that willingness of wanting to do it and wanting to achieve that goal. And I know people that have kids and have a family to take care of and have to go to their job, and I still see them at the gym. Why? Because they know it's beneficial for them. They know they want to get to a certain point. They know they want to look good.
Yeah.
It's easier said than done, definitely. But suffering is definitely the way to go.
Yeah, I think most of the time, yes, some people do have certain struggles, but some people put the excuses before they even start, and that's why it doesn't let them start. So I think regarding the gym, no matter what you do, you will still empty and free up some space in order to go there. We've met people inside the sauna, inside gyms, and they have 5 businesses earning millions a year. They have extreme amount of work to do, but they still free up time for the gym. So that tells you something. That says, listen, if I'm 30 years old, if I've got 5 businesses, 5 girlfriends, 5 houses, 5 companies, I'm still gonna go to the gym. Am I right? So that's why you still need to free up some space in order to really achieve the goal you want to. I think at the end of the day, as we said before, it comes down to purpose. Do you really want that physique? Do you really want that change? Because I think a lot of people do not want that change. They focus on, yes, I want to go to the gym, but I don't want to go to the gym enough to make a change in my body. Am I right, Steve?
Definitely.
So, Steve, we spoke about transformation, we spoke about meals, we spoke about knowledge. Let's speak about attractiveness and the way you can take your physique further into your career. Do you want to create more of a business out of it? Do you want a supplement brand? Do you want to go to Mr. Olympia? Do you want to be just healthy? Give us a bit more about your goals. Highlight them a bit more.
So I never looked at competing as ever something that ever crossed my mind, like, oh, I want to go on stage and compete, which I respect many people that do because it comes with way more hard work than I do, and it can put you in a mindset shift and a routine. We're gonna have to eat specific meals and specific gym routines that you have to do in order to be better than that person that is on stage, which is not easy, definitely. And it's not something that ever attracted me. It was more about maybe starting like a social media, you know, something around like David Lade, you know, someone who just did social media and maybe become a Gymshark athlete or a sponsorship from a other brand, you know.
So you mentioned a very important name in the gym industry, David Lade. Who is this guy? And when you say who is this guy, tell us a bit about how he inspires you.
David Lade, I'd say, is one of my biggest inspirations. He's coming from the similar background, small, skinny guy, wanting to put on muscle and not look small and lanky, skinny arms, skinny body, you know, always feeling demotivated of the way you look. His physique was absolutely amazing. He's got a small waist, something that I also was genetically gifted with. Small waist is something you cannot do anything about. It's either you're born with it or you know. I mean, his physique was absolutely phenomenal, you know. Something you can't even draw at this point, you know.
Guys, I'll put some photos up in order for you guys to see what David looks like, and comparing him to Steve now, the way he evolves and the way he wishes to evolve and the way he inspires him. I mean, that's for the viewers. In my opinion, yeah, I've seen David Lade. He does inspire us because he brought a world of aestheticness. He didn't just go to the gym and become big. When we say big, I mean C-Bomb. If you don't know who C-Bomb is, Mr. Olympia, or Ronnie Coleman, Jay Cutler, Arnold Schwarzenegger. These are really big, really big. David Lade was more of the aestheticness, you know, more of the attractiveness, the lookness. He's a good-looking guy, but yeah, his physique was just somebody who, when he starts at the gym, says, okay, I want that physique. I want, as an ectomorph, you say, okay, I want to be there. Okay? Because a lot of people start at the gym and they say, okay, I don't want to get too big. Steve, what's your comment on that? When people say, I don't want to get too big.
It's too funny. I mean, I get their point of view because obviously, even when you speak to girls, you know, and tell them, oh, look at C-Bomb, you know, they're always going to be like, you know. But when you're really as a gym rat, you see someone like Sibam and you respect so much dedication and hard work to get to that level. It's not something that you just wake up and, oh look, I'm Sibam, you know. It takes years, so much suffering and hard work to get to a person like Jay Cutler, Ronnie Coleman. I mean, Ronnie Coleman used to say he used to wake up in the middle of the night just to eat an extra meal and go back to sleep. And he had a 9-to-5 job. I mean.
And then I didn't have enough time in the day because I was working full time. So what I had to do is get up in the middle of the night, eat, and go back to bed.
Just like many of you sitting there and watching us.
Yeah. So that's what Steve's trying to say, that yes, these people do not want to get too big. Too big is too big. Okay, maybe that's not your goal, but when you say too big, it takes dedication. You're not just gonna flick your finger and become too big, because I think a lot of people try to achieve the too big, and even with PEDs, performance enhancing drugs, you still do not reach that too big stage. So that teaches us a lot of lessons, that yes, you see these people on stage, they didn't just go to the gym once, twice, and then become that big, okay? So yes, they did use the steroids they wanted to use, the gear they want to use, but a lot of people use the gear they want, but still do not achieve that goal.
They don't, definitely
What do you
not.
think? So you need to respect all the dedication and hard work they went through.
As you said, I mean, genetics do definitely play a part, but also the hard work plays the biggest part. I mean, as we always say, you know, hard work definitely beats talent, you know. There are people that have good genetics and they don't use their genetics to their advantage. Some people have genetics in the right, don't even have really good genetics, and they still turn out well. Why? Because they put in that work, you know. It's like God's gift.
Yeah. I get Steve's point of view. So Steve's trying to tell us that, again, you need to be born lucky. In this sport, sometimes you just need to be born lucky. And there are comments about Sibam saying how he's born lucky. So you have to, okay, he put in his hard work, he put in the steroids, he put in the dedication, he got there. But yes, genetics play a massive part in bodybuilding. And that's why us human beings need to say, okay, I'm at that stage and I can get to that stage. Because a lot of people keep on pumping steroids, they keep on trying to get there, but sometimes you need to take a different route. I'm not saying don't go gym, don't start gym, don't continue gym, but maybe don't go to Mr. Olympia. Try to take something else.
One thing I'd want to say, you know, people are like always shitting on people that take steroids, you know. Oh, look at him, he takes steroids, that's why he's so big. I mean, I'm not going to tell you from an experience, but to take steroids, it's not something that, oh yeah, let's just do it. It's risking your life, it's risking your health, it's risking so many things that wrongly could happen. So the amount of respect that you got to take for people that take steroids is also one thing I'd want to... I mean, you don't just take steroids and just naturally grow. You still got to put in work, and probably even more work than you would, you know, normally.
So a bit of a personal question, Steve. We're speaking about steroids. Is it something that you would consider in the future?
Well, at the moment, I'm not too sophisticated on growing too much more. Other than having 3D shoulders, it's not much of a need, but we'll see. I mean, maybe if I reach a plateau where I can never continue growing and I'm not satisfied enough, maybe. But it's not something that really crosses my mind. I think my health is so healthy right now, you know. I'm young, everything works well, no problems. I have a good physique, doesn't need extra more things. I mean, you can always get bigger, but how big do you want to get? As we said before, I mean, if you're aesthetically looking good, why do you need to push more, you know?
So, Steve, in terms of steroids, your mentality stayed strong, because a lot of people give up. They think they're going to take steroids and just going to pump 20 kilos, 30 kilos of muscle mass. How did you stay strong and not get to that stage?
As I said, I mean, I always look at the health idea, you know. Your health matters the most. It's something that you cannot take back, you know. Once you take it, and let's say you're having heart problems, you know, not much you could do, you know. You gotta live with it for the rest of your life. For what? Just to gain extra muscle? It never made sense for me. And yes, I was lucky with the physique I had, the genetics that I had, so growing naturally was not much of a problem for me. I grew naturally, and I had a very good physique, well oriented, you know, my legs, my shoulders, my chest, my back especially, everything grew really well. So I never thought like, I need that. Yeah, I mean, some people do need them, I'd say. There are people that are not genetically gifted, and even though they're natural, they just don't grow. And sometimes it does help them, but it's never the healthy option, you know. It could go down to a very dangerous route.
So you're saying that, yes, you do have a proportionate physique, you do look at people bigger than you, but at the end of the day, you need to see the harsh reality.
Exactly.
And the harsh reality might tell you, listen, you cannot get to that stage. And a lot of people will say, okay, cannot. Yes, it is. In bodybuilding, unfortunately, there is a cannot. Because some people are born blessed, genetically going to the gym in 3 years, and they're building massive loads of muscle. Some people go 3 years and you don't even know they made a difference inside the gym. So, yes, genetics do play a part. And just because they do take steroids doesn't mean they're going to puff up. So steroids could react badly to yourself. And as Steve said, they could potentially harm you a lot.
We will probably go back to the gym that we used to go to back in the beginning, and we'll probably see the same people that are still the same size.
Yes. But then again, Steve, what would you suggest for people starting out at the gym and thinking about steroids?
So steroids is the last thing you should look at. Look at food, look at nutrition, and how you work out, how you split your meals, your routines, and just go, you know, just go to the gym consistently, and at the point you're gonna see progress, you know. You're not gonna wake up with muscles one day and just be like, oh look, I got muscles, you know. You gotta put in the work. So hard work is, as I said, gonna beat certain things. Steroids is like, it is a cheat code because obviously you're gonna get there way faster, but you're still gonna put in the work regardless of whatever you do. I mean, it's a unique experience because you're gonna compare yourself, which you shouldn't. You should compare yourself before, never with other people. I mean, me comparing myself with David Late, for me, is like, why should I, you know?
And you mentioned a very good point. When you see the people you started the gym with, they're probably sticking the same. So you mentioned environment. How does the environment reflect you, your friends? Should you listen to your friends? Should you go to the gym with your friends? Should you enjoy it? Should you recommend the gym to your friends? What's your suggestions on that?
Well, I used to go to the gym with Thomas, my brother right here. Back then, none of my friends used to go to the gym, you know. So after a long time, one of my best friends actually started coming to the gym with me. And he loved it, but then again, we used to go there always together. So I always suggested it's a nice and fun experience, but regardless if they stop, you should always go no matter what. I mean, a friend's always gonna help you, you know. You're gonna have a spotter, you're gonna have help, you're gonna have someone who pushes you, but if they're not willing to continue, that doesn't mean you need to stop. Because I'd say none of my friends continued, most of them, you know. Most of them just stopped and done something else.
Should you compare yourself to your friends, or should you just focus on yourself and focus on your progress?
I mean, the reality is you're always going to compare yourself to your friends, realistically. I mean, we always compare to ourselves on social media. That's why people do around, like, for example, you can take it from girls. That's why they take lip fillers, let's say, plastic surgery and all these stuff, you know, because they look at someone like a perfect girl and I want to have that, you know. Same like us men, you know, when you see a man and he has the chest that we want, the shoulders that you want, you know, some facial genetics that you want. Some things you could do yourself, some things are just, it's either you're born with it or you're not. So the harsh reality is you're gonna compare yourself, but always you shouldn't. Just look at your old progress when you were beginning and how you are now. That's always gonna put you like, oh my god, yeah, look at me, I made a difference. You know?
So yeah, Steve's saying that just focus on yourself, keep moving forward, focus on that transformation, and make sure you have a purpose in the gym. Am I right? So that's, I would say, the most important thing, the purpose. I would say when you get inside that gym, when you think of going to the gym, always have a goal. When you highlight a goal, you will keep on going. Otherwise, motivation will get you here. Your goal will turn into discipline and will get you here. Am I right?
Definitely. The discipline mentality is always the biggest thing that comes with the gym. I mean, it's a mentality shift, you know. Having to eat all that food, having to eat more than the normal person. You know, when you're out And you're with some certain people that don't go to the gym and don't have the same lifestyle as you. They're like, oh my God, you eat so much. Oh my God, why do you need to go to the gym so much? Oh my God, you know, why do you have to do this? You look good. Because some people think it's like, once you reach the gym, you can just stop. Like, no, you still need to continue going to the gym. If I stop the gym, I'm gonna go back to zero, square one. So it's something that you need to continue doing if you want to stay.
It's a lifestyle, isn't it? Like, you sort of go to the gym and you enjoy it. I think from our friends, we can tell you a lot of people start the gym, but not many continue. And the reason is because they don't fall in love with it. They don't have a purpose big enough to continue going to the gym and being disciplined enough to turn their goal into a reality.
I'd like to compare it like to a 9-to-5 job or a business, you know. Once you reach your business, you know, potential, and you're making a good amount of money, do you just stop? Absolutely not. You gotta go to work. You know, if you stop your 9-to-5, are you gonna keep on getting money? Are you keep on gonna get paid without going? Of course not. You gotta keep on going. It's just the same thing with gym. If you stop going to gym, you're just gonna lose your progress. You're not gonna get paid. You're not gonna get your results. You're gonna lose your results.
And one thing I'll tell you to encourage you to keep on going is it's very low risk. Yes, there are some injuries you could get involved. Yes, there's £200 a year, euros, whatever you want to mention, whatever currency you use, but that's very low risk. So you can go there, start gym, start enjoying it, and make sure you have a purpose. Do you agree, Steve?
Definitely. I mean, purpose is the reason why we live. You gotta have a purpose. Why? A why. A why you want. You know? Definitely.
Okay. Guys, if there are any questions, please do not forget to comment and ask anything to Steve. I'll tag his Instagram and you can find him there.
One thing I'd also say is surround yourself around people who are on the same track as you. I mean, none of my friends personally were into the idea of wanting to make a lot of money, going to the gym, bettering their lives, you know. They were more on the party lifestyle, go party, smoke, cigarettes, and you know, whatever. So I had to separate myself from them. Luckily enough, I had my brother, where we were both on the same mindset shift. So I just stuck with my brother and we luckily just progressed together, you know. We had times where he was in London learning how to cut my hair, luckily enough. Look at him today, yeah. But the idea of just going, sometimes you gotta do it alone, sometimes you gotta do it together, yeah.
Yeah, so surround yourself with the right people and do not let anyone push you down. So, thank you guys. I hope you guys learned from this. I hope it encouraged you to start the gym. I hope it gave you some knowledge and even that little spark in order for you to literally step inside or just buy that membership. Thank you guys. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, follow Steve, follow me, and we'll catch you guys in another episode.
Thank you guys.
Peace! Shoo!